What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily Stock Report. As you can see on the screen, we were right. Look at this. Have this beautiful ascending triangle right here. But first, before we get into that, if you want to win a 1996 American Silver Eagle, make sure to subscribe and like the channel. I am giving it away at 100 brand new beautiful subscribers. So thank you guys for tuning in, and let's get to it. So right here, in the last video, we were kind of watching this zone right here. We had broken up above this line right here after getting rejected down here. Made a nice little W. Let's zoom in right here. After making this little W formation right here, came up, tested it down, then we riddled along the line. And then the last night, going into today, we broke above it. We had a huge shot up, guys. That was a beautiful sign for a bullish trend. And then this right here, this little down part right here was right where but it was announced from the Supreme Court that they blocked the tariff ruling. If you guys didn't see that, the Supreme Court ruled that there will not be any tariffs allowed for anything. It's illegal, so we don't like that. But that sent prices up more. And let's go back here. We had a little dip down here in the market, but we continue strong, erasing all of these losses right here. We are now above this $82 mark, which was another support that we had. Let's zoom back out here. If you guys remember, over here around February 9th, we kind of tested a couple times, failed it, tested, dropped back down, tested. We broke above it, which is kind of what we're doing right here. We're seeing a continuation of that, and we tested these lines up here, but every time we failed, and eventually that led to a major drop all the way from 83 down to 73. Now, what do I think is different this time versus last time? Well, last time, if you guys remember, we had this big gap up right here. It was about $1 gap up, but we still gapped up nonetheless. We know all of those always get filled, either whether it's to the downside or the upside. And so I believe that was just the filling of the gap, and we had a downward little pennant here, but we broke up. I believe we hit our little head and shoulders. If we can go on to the daily charts. Oh, not going to do that. We go to the 1 hour. We have a inverted head and shoulders right here. Pull this up. So guys, what we're looking for here, this is shoulder one right here getting built. This is the head right here, and the key point of this is going to have a higher low on the second side of the head and shoulder, and so this would be shoulder one, which is around 73. Over here we hit around 76, and then whenever we drew this all the way back February 4th, we drew this line all the way down here. It came to fruition in this moment. Right here is when we broke above this morning, shot up. And since then, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going on 7 hours of green candles, which is a bullish signal. Here we go. It's a better view. Which is a bullish signal going into the weekend, guys. And so remember, the markets are closed this weekend. But it is very, very, very bullish that we broke above this right here. And so I'm happy that we did. Let me see. These were the channels that we were following right here. These 3, 1, 2, 3. We broke above. We broke into this channel. And see, even back here in the beginning of February, we broke in this channel. We didn't last very long. We kind of hovered more into the second channel most of the month. This is kind of where we hung out. And I think that's very good consolidation that we were seeing throughout the month. And so now that we're coming towards the end of the month, it would be nice to break above this. And, guys, as much as I love seeing us break above this $83 mark again, I will say I am expecting it to come down and test this line. Now, if we can stay above this going into next week and the end of the week, which would be March, Sunday is March 1st. Next Sunday is March 1st. So end of the week, if we can test this line now, I think that's going to be very bullish. Now that we've kind of gotten above that, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I want to go ahead and draw out a couple more patterns that I can see. We're going to go over to the 4-hour chart. Here we go. Make this a little easier for everybody to see. Do this live on air. So Right here seems to be another point, as we can see over here in the 12th of January. We broke above this, tested it on the downside a couple times, and that's when we had that eventual up climb. So let's draw one right there. So like I said, right here is kind of where it started. We had that test right about there. Boom, right there. Let's check out this one. Let's go ahead and extend these out just a little bit more. There we go. Extend this one out. These are the channels that we want to look for, because it has seemed to be pretty consistent that once we either break above or below these, we continue to the next one pretty fast. So right now, that is kind of where I'm looking at. I don't really have, let me see, where can we draw? See, I don't really know anywhere at the moment that we can draw a good, I guess you could say, pattern. We could go like here and draw up about right there. We could put one there. Cause yeah, guys, I mean, from up here, we just had this big run up. I mean, last time we broke above this $86 mark in the beginning of January, around mid-January. That's when we had that big run up all the way to that 120 range. We have this gap right here. But I mean, I'm not really following that as much. Let's see, let's just play around here for a minute. Does this do anything? No, it doesn't do anything. Yeah, guys, so I'm really just watching this inverted head and shoulders. I want to see how it plays out. And we kind of have this short-term line that we could fill. If we can ride this line above, that would be healthy. That would be end of next week. That we would fulfill that midweek, end of next week, that would get fulfilled. But see, I mean, at the moment, I think everything's been pretty standard. Let's see. Yeah, because guys, we just had a huge unhealthy run up. So I mean, you take this away, you take this upper, part of the chart away from about right here. We could probably draw one here. A couple tests right here. Okay, let's draw one more here. See, I like to be very consistent and really more on the educated side with these. I don't like to just draw triangles where I think we could do things. I like to see breakout points to look out for, and I like my zones a lot more. Like, that's a zone right there. So if we break out of here and we can ride this up and not fall to the downside of this, this may be another zone to look out for. And the last real one that I see would be about right here. I mean, right here, we're talking end of March is when that could play out. Let's go ahead and draw that. Yeah, if we could find ourselves around here towards, when is this? Beginning of March. That would be, that would be a pretty fast run up as well, going from 83 to 96. Now, a big run up in normal terms, but this market has not been normal by any stretch of the imagination. Trying to find somewhere for you guys, but I can't. I mean, everything's been pretty. I mean, this one was perfect. Like this right here, we had the high, we hit, and then boom, we broke out. So I mean, that's really the biggest one that we were looking at. We can delete this one now. We can delete that. Sorry guys, just stay with me here. Luckily, when we hit this 3 times, triple bottomed out. We did not go down, so that was a very good signal for it not being bearish, not being a dead cat. This was more of a dead cat right here, and we saw that huge. This is the 4-hour. Look at that big 4-hour candle. It goes from 90 all the way down to 73 at $17. That is a huge 4-hour candle. Not as big as this one. Let me see. This one, the high was 100 and the low was 74. It's 25 and 88 cents. $25.88. That's a pretty big drop. But, you know, look how fast we went from this point. That was January 11th. And then by January 29th, so that was 14 days. And so we've already been in this for, let me see, February 1st. And we are now on to the 20th. So this is 20 days right here, consolidation. Whereas from here, this point, this was only 14 days, this huge run up that we had. So already we're seeing a lot more consolidation. And I mean, even if it takes us, you know, this would be March 3rd, that would be over 30 days right there. Not trading days, but just days in general, that it would take us to get back to 90. I mean, this would be a nice solid base to go off of. Now, once we, you know, have some more clarity as to what next week brings, like I said, we broke above this, so I do think we're going to test this. Let me zoom back in here. So since we broke this pattern right here, I mean, we have just shot up. And we see that every time. Every time we break something, we have a dramatic move, whether it's to the upside, downside, whichever way it be. We always have that dramatic kind of run up or run down. But I do expect us to teeter-totter along this $83 mark. If we can stay above it by next Tuesday, you know, I could see us running up to that $86 mark by Wednesday. Will it look pretty? I don't think so. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's just an irrational market right here. There's nothing to really point to. We broke the triangle that we've been hoping for since the beginning of the month. We've had this drawn out. You can go back to every video and double check me on that, but we've had this all drawn out and we broke above it. And so, I mean, these are my next continuations going into the March, you know, and by beginning of March we could be up to 96 again. That would be very, very bullish. But right now I'm checking these zones and I want to see some consolidation inside of these zones, mainly these two right here. Does seem like since we broke out of this, these are going to be the two zones that we're looking for, that 78 to 82 and that 82 to right at 87, 86.93 and change. So these two zones right here are what I'm looking for. And if we can ride this and stay on the upside of it in this 83 to 87, as long as we can stay above that, you know, I would be very comfortable saying that we could get back into the 90s by the mid part of the month. Do I expect us to ride this up perfectly? No, I don't. I actually don't think we will. But I'm just drawing that out to kind of give you a best case scenario right here. If we break below it, I'm not going to sit here and say that's, you know, a bearish signal, but, you know, it would be very bullish if we can break above this and continue up. Yeah, we'd definitely be going for some all-time highs. Yeah, let me see something real quick. Let's see. Put these I'm putting that as a note, because if we're able to ride this up, you know, we may ride it back down along here. But as long as we can stay up by the end of March, I think that would really rocket us out of here, back up to some new all-time highs. But I'm just putting that there for the moment. I just kind of want to see where that line specifically goes. I want to see how this affects us throughout the month, because like I said, I do believe that. And then I'm going to draw another one real quick for you guys. I want to see how we do right here. I know there's a lot of lines going a lot of places, but I want to see how we do right here. If we can ride this up, if we can stay in this zone, somewhere in this zone is where the happy place lies. Somewhere in this beautiful zone is where we need to break out at. Whether we ride this up, where we break below it. Now, if we break below this line right here and we stay riding these two lines down, I'm not too happy about that. But if we can get somewhere in here by these days, I think I'm going to remain very bullish on this. But yeah, guys, just something to look out for. Thank you guys for sticking with me and watching me draw out these lines like I'm in kindergarten. There we go. My OCD was getting me. I wasn't touching that. This was the original one that we had all the way there, but we broke below that. I can delete this one. There we go. Cleans it up just a little bit. We can delete this one as well. There we go. This is what I want to look out for. This is a zone right here going into the middle of next week. I want to see if we can get somewhere in this zone, and if we can end it over here and break out, I think we're going to be good to go. Let's not do that. Yep. So that's where I'm at. End of the week. To summarize the week, I think it was a good week for the silver market. I think it was a good week for the precious metals market in general. Let's go over here real quick. Gold, we're going to be ending around, we have about 2 hours left in trading, but as long as nothing crazy happens, we're going to be ending above 5,000. Let's see if we can get to 5,100. Silver is going to be ending around 83. Let's see if we can get to 84. That would be really nice if we could find a way up to 84 today. Right now, APMEX, let's check out their silver. Their silver eagles. Oh, almost $100 again. Let's see, they have about a 14. Oh, actually, take that back. It's going to be more than 100. Yup. For just one of them, we're back at $100. We're back at $100, big boys. So $100. It's about $16 premium. SD bullion. If you guys want to sponsor me, dailystacker@gmail.com or stackerdaily@gmail.com. Go ahead and send me an email. We'll get that subscription going. Proudly sponsor you guys. Okay, 100. About $16. Wow. Okay, so we have APMEX and SD at the same price for a 1 ounce silver eagle. If you guys remember, SD bullion is usually the cheapest out of the online dealers. Let's check out. That's a proof. Random year. I don't know, guys. Are all these guys in cahoots together? Did all these online dealers all of a sudden get together and say, hey, we're going to figure it out and charge the same price? Because that's what it's looking like. It's exactly what it's looking like. You guys know me. I like my shiny silver eagles. But yeah, guys, just remember, 100 subscribers, beautiful 1996 American Silver Eagle giveaway. you have a 1% chance versus, you know, when we're at 1,000 and 5,000 and 10,000. Once we hit that 100K, you know what I'm saying? You have a better chance right now to get yourself a little silver eagle. So it doesn't hurt to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And guys, I hope everyone has a great weekend. As always, stay safe, stack smart, and I will see you guys on Monday.